Students, today for history, we're going to take test number 2. Students watching, if you go ahead and take out your test and put your name and date on it while I pass out the test in this classroom. Write your name and your date on your test.
You recite the Sandpiper from memory. Let's try it today. Join us standing as we start spelling with our poem. Begin.
The Sandpiper by Celia Thaxter. Across the narrow beach we flit, one little sandpiper and and fast I gather bit by bit the scattered driftwood bleached and dried. The wild waves reach their hands for it, the wild wind raves, the tide runs high, as up and down the beach we flit, one little sandpiper and Above our heads the sullen clouds scud black and swift across the sky. Like silent ghosts in misty shrouds stand out the white lighthouses high. Almost as far as I can reach, I see the close reefed vessels fly, as fast they flit along the beach, one little sandpiper and I watch him as he skims along, uttering his sweet and mournful cry. He starts not at my fitful song, or a flash of fluttering drapery. He has no thought of any wrong. He scans me with a fearless eye. Staunch friends are we, well tried and strong, the little sandpiper and I. Comrade, where wilt thou be tonight when the loose storm breaks furiously? My driftwood fire will burn so bright. To what warm shelter canst thou fly? I do not fear for thee, though wroth the tempest rushes through the sky. For are we not God's children both, thou little sandpiper and I? The Sandpiper by Celia Thaxter.
Be seated. Well, students watching, how did you do? Were you able to say our whole poem without looking? The students in this classroom did a wonderful job. Let's take a look at our new spelling list. Go to list 5. You will find that this spelling list, like our last list, has 23 regular spelling words and then 5 vocabulary words with definitions for a total of 28 words. We have a good verse at the top of the page with good advice for us from the Word of God. Read it for us, Peniel.
Be strong of a good courage, for the Lord thy God is with three whithersoever thou goest. Josh 1:9.
Isn't it encouraging to know that the Lord is always with us no matter where we go? Good advice then for us to be strong and be courageous. Don't be afraid of what might come your way. Listen to these words, repeat them after me, and then listen to a sentence so you'll hear how the word is used. Neither.
Neither.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Weird.
Weird.
My stomach felt weird after I got off the roller coaster. Government.
Government.
Oh, listen carefully to how that word is pronounced. Government.
Government.
Don't forget the N in the middle of that word. It is the job of the government to protect its citizens. Leisure.
Leisure.
When you have finished your work, there will be time for leisure. Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Let's stop for lunch at the next restaurant. Physician.
Physician.
Luke, the writer of Acts, was a physician. Social.
Social.
Ants, bees, and termites are social insects. Raisin.
Raisin.
My mother makes delicious pumpkin raisin bread. Though. He is better, though not completely well. Be careful on that word that you don't pronounce it through. Through would have just one extra letter. Do you know what letter it makes the difference between though and through? Jay?
R.
If we spelled it T-H-R-O-U-G-H, we would have the word through. We're leaving out the R, which changes the word entirely. This word is though. Let's continue. Burrito.
Burrito.
Hannah loves to eat beef burritos. Solar.
Solar.
Do not view a solar eclipse without a special instrument. Maryland.
Maryland.
Our national anthem was written during a battle at Fort McHenry, Maryland. South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Charleston is a beautiful old seaport in South Carolina. Foreign.
Foreign.
Jose likes to collect foreign stamps. Nobly.
Nobly.
The king nobly pardoned his enemies. Be careful that you pronounce that word with a long O sound. Let's stand together and spell say numbers 1 through 15. Begin. Neither. N-E-I-T-H-E-R, neither. Weird. W-E-I-R-D, weird. Government. G-O-V-E-R-N-M-E-N-T, government. Leisure. L-E-I-S-U-R-E, leisure. Restaurant. R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T, restaurant. Physician. P-H-Y-S-I-C-I-A-N, physician.
Social.
S-O-C-I-A-L, social. Raisin. R-A-I-S-I-N, raisin. Though. T-H-O-U-G-H, though. Burrito. B-U-R-R-I-T-O, burrito. Solar. S-O-L-A-R, solar. Maryland. Capital M-A-R-Y-L-A-N-D. Capital N, capital D, Maryland. South Carolina. Capital S-O-U-T-H, capital C-A-R-O-L-I-N-A, capital S, capital C, South Carolina. Foreign. F-O-R-E-I-G-N, foreign. Nobly. N-O-B-L-Y, nobly. Be seated, please. Students in here, how many of you have ever been to Maryland before? Anybody? If you've been to Washington, D.C., you've been so close, you might have been to Maryland. Perhaps we have students watching in Maryland today. How about a student who's been to South Carolina? Several students here have been to South Carolina. I've never been to Maryland, but I have been to South Carolina. Perhaps we can say a special hello to South Carolina students watching as well. Let's continue. Oh, we read and we practiced burrito, and now we get to think some more about some food items as we continue. Oh, yes. Here we go. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Dad ordered a cheeseburger for each of us. Protein.
Protein.
Fish, chicken, and beans are good protein foods. Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Abigail and Joseph both like pepperoni pizza. Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Mama uses extra cheese in her lasagna. Appetite.
Appetite.
Eating candy before meals can spoil your appetite. We might have our appetites getting bigger and bigger right now with thinking about all this food. Continuing. Height.
Height.
The basketball player's great height was an asset. Approach.
Approach.
Do not approach the mule from behind. Seize.
Seize.
The police were able to seize the criminal shortly after he robbed the bank. Let's stand and practice numbers 16 through 23. Begin. Cheeseburger. C-H-E-E-S-E-B-U-R-G-E-R. Cheeseburger. Protein. P-R-O-T-E-I-N. Protein. Pepperoni. P-E-P-P-E-R-O-N-I. Pepperoni. Lasagna. L-A-S-A-G-N-A. Lasagna. Appetite. A-P-P-E-T-I-T-E. Appetite. Height. H-E-I-G-H-T. Height. Approach. A-P-P-R-O-A-C-H. Approach. Seize. S-E-I-Z-E. Seize. Be seated, please. A volunteer to pronounce number 23 can be tough. Layla?
Pursue.
23
Seize.
with a long E sound. That is right. Everybody say seize.
Seize.
Number 15 could also be tough if we're not careful. Volunteer to pronounce number 15. Parker?
15. Nobly.
Yes, with that long O sound. Everybody say nobly.
Nobly.
Let's continue by looking at our vocabulary words. Pursue, to chase, pursue.
Pursue. To chase. Pursue.
The cat will pursue the mouse. Quaint, odd, in an interesting way. Quaint.
Quaint. Odd in an interesting way. Quaint.
We visited a quaint little country store in Vermont. Architect, one who draws plans for new buildings. Architect.
Architect, one who draws plans for new buildings. Architect.
Thomas Jefferson was an architect as well as a statesman. Courageous, brave, courageous.
Courageous, brave, courageous.
Nathan Hale's courageous exploits inspired his fellow soldiers. Prairie, grassy land with few trees. Prairie.
Prairie, grassy land with few trees. Prairie.
Herds of buffalo once roamed the prairie. Let's stand together. We'll say, spell, and define our vocabulary words, starting with 24. Begin. Pursue. P-U-R-S-U-E. To chase. Pursue. Quaint. Q-U-A-I-N-T. Odd in an interesting way. Quaint. Architect. A-R-C-H-I-T-E-C-T. One who draws plans for new buildings. Architect. Courageous. C-O-U-R-A-G-E-O-U-S. Brave. Courageous. Prairie. P-R-A-I-R-I-E. Prairie.
Land with few trees. Prairie.
Be seated, please, and grab out your pencil. Let's mark some of our words. The first thing I want you to think about is some of our words in leisure. What about number 22? I'm not sure that I like this one very much. The word is approach, and the little word, roach. Underline roach in that spelling word. I don't like roaches, but knowing that there's one in this word might help us to spell it more easily. Ugh, roach. Here's a good one. Think about this word, government. Underline the little word govern, which means the same as to rule. To govern is to rule. If you underline that little word and think about it, that might help you not miss that N that many people leave out of this word. Nathan, did you see something else?
I found something that you forgot.
Tell me.
Rest and restaurant.
Okay, you could underline rest and restaurant. There's also an ant in restaurant. How about one of the state names? What do you notice, Gage?
If you put a line between Mary and land, it makes two words.
That's Mary Land, Maryland. Did you spot something else, Kenton?
Cheeseburger.
Cheese, good. Burger, good. How about this one? Think about lasagna. Remember that lasagna can sag because of all the cheese. Underline sag in the middle of that word. That's an unusual pronunciation. It doesn't follow our English phonics rules. So if we think about that sag in lasagna, we might be more likely to spell it correctly. Sarah, what did you think of?
Pepper and pepperoni.
Okay, that might help us. Let's hear from Maddie, and then we'll move on.
Petite and it's a French word and appetite.
Okay. I think that's enough of our shared ideas for now. Rest your pencils for just a moment and take a look at this sentence that I wrote for you. This sentence contains a lot of our spelling words. And I'll be really honest with you, we've in the last several lists been looking at the I before E rule. Some of our words this week are exceptions to that rule. These words do not follow the I before E rule. Although I am afraid of heights, I use my leisure time to seize foreign spies eating protein. Look at this, the E comes before the I. That should only happen if there's a C at the beginning or if the word says the A sound. But heights has a long I sound, not A. This does not follow the I before E rule. It's an exception to the rule. So we better be careful with our spelling of height. That's happening here in the word leisure as well. It has a long E sound. It's an exception to the rule. Seize, E-I. It does not follow our I before E rule. Same thing is happening here in foreign, E-I. It doesn't say foreign with an A sound, no. And there's no C here. It's an exception to the I before E rule. And then protein is the same way, long E sound, but it's spelled with an E-I, not I-E. Looking up here at the board, I want you to spell say, heights, leisure, seize, foreign, and protein. Begin. Heights, H-E-I-G-H-T, heights. Leisure, L-E for sentence dictation. Well, let's see how we did here on our sentence. Nathan, stand and read your sentence nice and loudly for us.
Is John planning to be an architect or physician?
I heard every word correct in that sentence. We have 2 of our spelling words in that sentence, or vocabulary words. Kenton, what was one?
Architect.
Stand up all the way holding your paper and tell me how you spelled architect.
ARCHITECT.
Excellent job. How about another spelling or vocab word, Paige?
Physician.
And your spelling of it?
PHYSISIAN.
Oh, we missed one letter in there. Try it, Gabrielle.
Physician.
I still heard one letter being kind of out of order there. Sarah, nice and loud for us.
Physician. PHYSISIAN.
If we made it PHYSICIAN, we would have perfect spelling. Here's a bonus question for you, students watching. What mark of punctuation did you need to put at the end of this sentence? Let's see if Maddie got it right. Question mark is correct. Is that what you had? Tuck your scrap paper back inside your book. Rest your pen down on your desk. Well, we are off to a good start with this new list of spelling words. Maybe a hungry start, but a good start. We'll keep working together.